Resources remain the greatest hindrances to realizing the dream of adequate housing across Africa and the world. However, Kenya has been hailed for taking bold steps in housing financing through the Infrastructure Fund, alongside a clarion call for the implementation of the Nairobi Declaration adopted during last week's Africa World Urban Forum.
Well, a very good evening all the way from Baku, Azerbaijan, where we have been following the 13th World Urban Forum here in Baku. And today we had an opportunity to follow a dialogue and a round table matters people with disability. Remember, there is a great revelation on housing crisis where 3 billion people lack proper houses, and this is something which UN Habitat says we need to move from just dialogues but to practical solutions and implementation. But while we are speaking, or rather while there is a great dialogue and debate on housing and having affordable houses across the world, today people with disability insist on having a legal framework which is strengthened on their accessibility of buildings across the world and informal settlements, something which has taken years in dialogue capacity, and now they want this discussion moved into implementation. UN Habitat Executive Director Rosbach says that they need urgent solutions when it comes to implementations, or rather implementation of the accessibility and beyond accessibility in the informal settlements, and also people living with disabilities, or rather people with disabilities insist on implementation and enforcing the law to ensuring that they are safeguarded while this dialogue concerning houses is pushed forward. Remember, Rosbach says that New York, that is where clear declarations will be made in July in regards to whatever people with disabilities have put across.
We also have been bringing the issue of the vulnerable marginalized communities, the informal settlements, and really looking at these areas with the urgency that it deserves. Because if we talk about accessibility, if we talk about persons with disabilities and their rights, there's an overlapping of exclusion in these areas, specifically in these areas.
We talk of accessible housing. Housing is not just a dwelling building. Housing demonstrates and represents a place which signifies dignity, which signifies our independent living right, our opportunity to live independently and to live with dignity.
And of course, that is what their clarion call has remained on implementation and using the data across the world, which is applicable in resolving housing accessibility for PWDs. But we are here in Baku for the next 3 days to ensure that the declarations which will come out of this meeting we bring to you. But for now, it's a good night.